Hey everyone. Um, Welcome to the virtual write-in. I'm Catherine. I'm not Mariah, even though we both have glasses and look a little bit similarly. But apologies for all of the technical difficulties. I will be the one leading this virtual write-in today. Thank you everybody so much for joining. I'm going to be using Mariah's prompts though, so it it has been a journey to get here to be with you all today. But thank you so much for joining. And I am excited to get in some writing with you guys today. I'm wearing my Doctor Who shirt just to get in the mood. So yeah, if you have, I know you guys have been chatting while we've frantically been fighting computer gremlins and biking across town and braving the office in masks in Mariah's case. So, um, oh man, some people are talking about a cape party. Um, yeah, no, I didn't have time to dress up this week. I do have some capes in my closet though. If we really want to have a cape party, just FYI, I do have multiple cloaks. Um, now you know that about me. Um, oh man, I oh man, I like to see. I'm glad there are some Doctor Who fans in here. Um, yeah, I would love to like hear where you all are from and what you're writing, but I also know we're starting a little bit late, so I want to go ahead and jump right into a writing prompt. Um, so the first one is just going to be 5 minutes long, just to kind of get in the mood, get in the swing of things. Again, these are Mariah's prompts, so thank you to Mariah for letting me use them, even though you can't be on the stream right now. But the prompt is to use the word slush somehow in your writing. And this first prompt is going to be 5 minutes. I'm going to get my phone. All right, so I'm gonna get my phone and start a timer for 5 minutes. The prompt is to use the word slush. So if you haven't done a virtual write-in before, we're just gonna set a timer, write as much as we can in that time, and see and then at the end we'll tell what we wrote. I'm pull my timer up here. You don't have to use the prompt if you don't want to, but it can be a fun jumping off point. So 5 minutes, use the word slush, and let's get started. Got about 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Okay, time is up. Go ahead and wrap up what you're writing. If you want to share a sentence of what you wrote, especially if it used the prompt, if you used slush somehow in a sentence, or if you want to share the how many words you wrote during that sprint, yeah, where you're writing in from. See, there's been some lively Doctor Who chat in the in the chat, so I'm always down for that. Um, J Road said, "I just typed dance switches instead of or dance switches instead of sandwiches. What's wrong with me?" You could write a book about Dans that have been switched and are now in different places. So maybe this is your subconscious telling you that you should write a book about Dan switches instead of sandwiches. I don't know. It's that time of the month. It's what do we got? We got 2 days left of July. So I'm also curious how your camp projects are going. If you want to share that. Let's see. Elisa Mayer wrote 100 and is writing from Edmonton. Penumbra Mine Ward wrote 208. And their sentence was, "Keep both your hands on the wheel. There's a lot of slush on the roads." Audra's voice was harsh and critical, but she never turned her head as she criticized her daughter's driving. Ooh, I feel that. Imaginos Destinova wrote, "She looked out at the hawk that still sat in the branch, unsure what to do with itself. It moved a little, knocking a bit of slush to the ground." I love this. Sarah Cornelius wrote, "I reached across, but my marshmallow coat prevented me from unbuckling my seatbelt." I know that you mean a coat that makes you look like a marshmallow, but now I'm also just envisioning what a coat made of marshmallows would be like, and that's making me really happy. So, Arisu wrote 145 words from Ottawa. Pamela got 131. Kaylee wrote 467. Wow, during that 5 minutes, that's awesome. Rai Pai's sentence says, "You said frivolous." I blew a plastic trumpet and threw a couple of colored streamers over his head. I like that. I want somebody to just come up and start, blowing frivolous trumpets for me. We have a few people who are just joining as well. So if you're just joining, we got a little bit of a late start today, but we're going to be chatting about some writing stuff. Like if you have anything that's coming up for you as you're racing ahead to the finish line for camp, feel free to drop that in the chat. And we're also going to be doing some writing sprints to get some words down. So if you're like, "Oh my gosh, I just need 500 more words to make it to my camp project goal," you could totally be able to do that during this stream. So if you want to share maybe what your goal is or how far along you are, Yeah, I'm very curious to know where you guys are. Just so you know, I am I am very far behind. Um, so yeah, I if you're like, "Oh man, I'm not doing that well," don't worry. I'm probably I'm probably worse. But I really love doing these live streams and getting to write with y'all. So, um, oh, Alley Cat says I'm finished with camp. I just needed the productivity. Yay! Awesome, congratulations. Saab also finished their book. Odell, oh man, I love that you guys are like, yeah, no, I already finished, but like I just want to keep writing. Ah, that's so great. Zara Wright says I'm casually eating Ben and Jerry's Netflix and chilled ice cream. I had that the other day, and it's really great. I highly recommend. Oh, Audrey says I'm just a little over 200 words away from my goal. Woo! You can totally reach that like during this hour. Calling it. I think you're gonna do it. Sarah writes is at 98%. Nice. Nat M says I reached my goal, but I love these write-ins. Yay! Oh wow, brilliant, wonderful. Said I finished 2 books in 21 days. This Camp Nano with a total of 177,000 words. What? What? That's ridiculous. I cannot imagine writing that much. That's awesome. Man. Alina says I never entered camp and I've been too busy writing the world build because it's an epic fantasy. That still counts though. Like if you're writing pages and pages and pages of world building, like that absolutely still counts. The first like novel draft that I ever completed, the whole first chapter was basically me world building on my like alt fantasy Roman Empire world. So oh man. You guys are doing great. You're killing it. Love this. Hendrik says, my camp project is editing a previous novel. It's just about ready for beta readers. Still finding typos, but that's not relevant for beta. That's awesome. So it's just finding things that just don't fit anymore. Lots has to change for the current second draft. Oh yeah, that's my problem. That's my problem when I'm working on edits is there are things that I love that just don't fit in the story anymore once I've fixed other things. And so trying to figure out what needs to stay and what needs to go can be the hardest part. Awesome. Flossie 1996 says I'm 9,000 words away from my goal. I'm busy tomorrow, so I'll be getting very early on Friday. That's incredible. I'm rooting for you. I think you can do it. You got this. Oh man. Yeah, you guys are doing great. Alley Cat 107 says my camp project was a short story with over 11K, but I'm proud of that first draft that I finished. I'm proud of you too. Finishing a first draft is a big accomplishment. Like I said, that first story that I wrote, I think it took me like 10 years to actually finish a first draft. So yeah, it's hard. You guys are doing great. Cool Penguins says I got over 70,000. That's awesome. Oh, now you're talking about Panic at the Disco. I love me some Panic at the Disco. Could talk about Panic at the Disco all day. I think during quarantine, I have rediscovered my my teenage love of mid 2000s pop punk. So that's basically all I listen to right now. So I'm down. Becky Pink says the 10 years for a first draft is so relatable and so comforting. I'm glad. Yeah, and especially since I think when I finished it, because I had been a very different person when I started writing it 10 years ago, that I was kind of like, I don't know that this is ever going to see the light of day. But then right after I finished that, that was in 2018, and I went and wrote the entire first half of my next novel during NaNoWriMo in a month. So that is the one that I'm currently working on edits for the second draft for, and I feel like I learned a lot working through that first 10-year long draft. So just so you know, if you feel like you've been chipping away at something and it's been taking forever and you're not sure if you're going anywhere, I promise it's worthwhile work. And it's, you know, at the very least, you will have a great story and you will have learned a lot about writing as you've gone through this. So I'm here. I'm cheering you on. Just so you know, I've been right there in that boat with you. So all right. Speaking of writing, let's go ahead and jump into it. I don't know. I'm doing the little like fox jump pause. That's how I'm figuring it. Let's jump into the next writing sprint. Okay. Let's see here. Again, I'm using Mariah's prompts for this. So even though she can't be here in person, she told me to send my love on to you guys. So I'm using her writing prompts so we can be here in spirit. Ooh, I love this one. Okay, so for our next sprint, our next writing sprint is going to be 10 minutes long. Again, you don't have to use it if you don't want to, if it's not useful for you. But if it's useful and it gets you kind of excited and creatively thinking, feel free to use it. But this prompt is right from the perspective of something else in the room. That can be either in your room or in your main character's room. But it can be your main character's mom or the lamp or the dog, but writing from the perspective of something else in the room other than your character. So let's see. This one's gonna be 10 minutes long, and let's go ahead and start now. Got about a minute and a half left. Okay, time is up. Go ahead and wrap up what you're writing. Again, if you want to share either how many words you wrote during that sprint, or if you used the prompt, how you used it, um, you share a sentence of what you wrote. Would love to hear it. Also, definitely like put in the chat if you meet your goal during this write-in, so we can all celebrate with you. I saw that a lot of people were we opened the can of worms that is our favorite musical conversation. So I was enjoying looking that over. I think as many other people, I have recently discovered Hamilton, and or not discovered, but I recently watched Hamilton for the first time, and yeah, it's incredible. But I think I have to say that my favorite musical is Phantom of the Opera. Again, I just, as somebody who owns multiple cloaks, I think my favorite musical has to be Phantom of the Opera. So, but I was enjoying all the musical discourse that was going on in the chat. Uh, J Road wrote, "Well, I wrote from the point of view of a macaroon, using no more than a one-syllable words and making myself sound dumb as a board. Just got eaten." I love that. Let's see here. I'm glad we got some other Phantom of the Opera fans in here. Lindsay said, "I kind of used the prompt. I added in a news report about the main character that she starts reading." Oh, that's fun. I like that. Amanda wrote 321 words. Ellen wrote 296. Imaginos wrote 248. Nice. Binary wrote 217. JLK Rose 234. Probably Leaving wrote 135. Says, "What do we do first?" asked one of the humans. "No, not humans. They were animate, but they were dead things like itself." Ooh, that sounds exciting. Hendrik Boom wrote 1887 words from a whiny bathrobe. I love that. I want I want to know what bathrobes have to whine about. That's great. Saab Ahmed wrote 192 words. Sarah writes 589. He also had a wooden standing thing with a light of some sort on it. Not only that, he had a strange black box thing on another surface. I was very fascinated in what this was. I love that. Seeing that from a different kind of point of view. CB394 says, "I dressed as a Phantom one year for Halloween." That's a lot of fun. In high school, we had I was also in the marching band. We had like a band banquet at the end of my freshman year of high school, and I actually don't remember if we were supposed to come in costume or not, but my boyfriend at the time and I did come dressed up as the Phantom and Christine. There is photo evidence of that somewhere. And we are the kind of people who would go to a non-costume event in costume. So I honestly can't remember if we were supposed to come in costume or not, but there you go. Elisa wrote 188 from the perspective of a small tin box that had been buried as a time capsule long ago and has some cool plot twists inside, unbeknownst to the tin box. That's great. I love that. I love the thought of something being the catalyst for the plot, but not knowing it. Penumbra Ward said bathrobes dream of being evening gowns. Ah, I love that. Camila wrote 216 words about a customer of the cafe my characters work at. Nice. Flossie 1996 wrote 445 words but didn't use the prompt. I started a conversation between two characters during the last prompt and wanted to carry on. That's great. Yeah, like I said, you don't have to use these prompts if you don't want to. And I always think it's fantastic when you find a prompt that like sparks an idea that kind of keeps it rolling. So yeah, do that. Roll with it. Oh man. These are all so good. Yay. Oh, did somebody, I think Zara Wrights just reached their goal maybe? Awesome. Yay. Congratulations. If I'd have thought about it, if I didn't know ahead of time, I would have wow, man, what was the phrase somebody used earlier? Some totally nonsensical trumpets and confetti. So all right. Oh man, yeah. Okay. So we got about 15 minutes left in this virtual write-in, and I definitely want to get some more good writing time in. Um, so, oh man, yeah. Lily says I wrote 210 words and have 354 more to get to my goal. You're gonna hit it today. I can feel it. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump into let's see our last prompt here. Um, and again, these are Mariah's prompts. Um, this one I think is going to be 10 minutes again, so we can get all those words in. We can make as much progress as possible. Also, remember if you haven't been updating your word count on the NaNoWriMo website, make sure that you do that so that once you reach your goal, it'll automatically kind of register it as yay, you've won, you've reached your goal. And if you update it on the site, then you'll have access to all the winner goodies and your winner certificate and the flares that you can like put on your social media profiles to let everybody know that you've achieved your goal. So yeah, make sure that you're updating your progress so you can get all of those fun things. Okay, last prompt for the day. Again, this one is going to be 10 minutes. So it says, speaking of animals, give your character a fear of a very specific animal. How'd they get the fear? Why are they so afraid of it? Um, so this can be fun. I've been starting a garden recently, and something has been eating all of my greens. And I just found out the other night that, well, there were some squirrels that were suspect, but it might be a possum. So maybe I'll write about my character having a fear of possums, although possums are really cute and I like them a lot. Anyway, like I said, 10-minute prompt. Give your character a fear of a very specific animal. How did they get it and why are they so afraid of it? And we are going to start writing now. About a minute and a half left. All right, time's up. Go ahead and wrap up what you're writing. Again, if you want to share what you wrote in the chat or how many words you got, or if you reached your goal, definitely do that. I've been laughing at this discussion of that kicked off with Penumbra's excerpt saying, "Are you afraid of the ghosts on this farm?" He chuckled at her nervousness. And the answer is no, mice. Which I love that as the animal that your character is afraid of. But then I also love this conversation that spawned about the plural of mice being meese, if the plural of goose is geese, and then house should be geese. And I love discussions of like silly plural nouns for things. So anyway, that's great. I also love this excerpt by Cool Penguin. It says, "I screamed and I think my heart actually stopped. The demon dog had vaulted the fence. It was going to pee on my new shoes and then eat my face. I sprinted down the sidewalk thanking my lucky stars that I had such long legs." I love that their first their first reaction is no, not my shoes, and then the second one is or my face. Oh man, these are great. Uh, that Ozian wrote 161 words. It says, "I have a character who's a raccoon and a character with a deep distrust of raccoons. They don't get along. I bet." Harisu is saying this chat is amazing. I agree. I think this chat is like one of the better chats that I've seen in a long time. Like it's the chat is just on point today. Good job, guys. Ooh, CB394 said, "You will be punished for acting out, and to prove that I am serious, I tapped my finger on one of the bars at the cage, and snakes, bats, spiders, cats, mice, and a jaguar dropped in." Love that. Jillian Holderfield wrote 903 words total this stream. Awesome. Has roughly 4K left. That's great. You can totally do that. You got this. Amanda also managed to add 1K in an hour. Man, you guys are doing so great. ANT wrote 399. GLK Rose 586 total. Nice. Sarah Wright's got 393. Oh man, you guys are doing great. Woohoo! The Bog Wizard wrote, "The corrupt, ask Luminous, the corrupt, creatures who have lost their hearts to dark desires and have given into the Crow King," said Master Mouse. Oh, that's exciting. I want to hear more about this Crow King. Lindsay said, "I didn't add in a fear of animals, but I wrote that the main character used to be allergic to dogs before she wished the allergy to go away." I love that. I am allergic to cats, and I often wish that I could just wish that allergy away. Angel Girl 2088 asks, can I ask you how you're able to put the prompts in the description during the stream? Yeah, I've been trying to put the prompts in the description. It's just an editing page permissions thing on our end. So I've been trying to put the prompts in both the chat and the description. So if people come in late and miss it in the chat, then they'll be able to see it in the description. Should be there. Yeah. Penumbra asks, are we still having a full day write-in on Friday? I'll be honest. If I said that we were going to have a full day write-in on Friday, I've 100% forgotten about it. So as far as my knowledge goes, no. If you follow Nano Word Sprints on Twitter, they will most likely be doing word sprints like this throughout the day, throughout the last couple of days of the month. What we are doing on Friday here on YouTube is that I don't know if you guys have been kind of paying attention or have checked in on any of the events that we've been doing in conjunction with Morgan Smith and Abigail Greenwood of future Broadway creators, but we've been doing kind of a NaNoWriMo the musical track for people who during camp, for people who want to try their hand at writing musicals. Judging by how many people, how great the discussion was about musicals earlier, you might want to check that out. But they've been, and I'll try to drop that link in here to kind of all the resources that they've been sharing. But we're having kind of the last Nano musical event on Friday. It's going to be a live stream at 5 p.m. Pacific time, so wherever that is in your time zone. But that's going to be, it's going to be kind of a Broadway sing-along, which is the first time we've ever tried doing something like this. So I'm excited to see how it goes. But they're going to be getting some professional Broadway or professional actors and singers, theater people who I think have performed either on Broadway or like in off-Broadway performances. And they're going to be talking a little bit, I think, about musicals that people have written during camp, possibly about musicals that everybody knows and loves. And they'll be talking a little bit about those musicals and also singing some of the songs from them. So if you want to come here, the event is on our channel page. So that's on Friday, again at 5 p.m. Pacific. You can subscribe to our channel if you want to get some notifications when we got new videos coming up. But yeah, that's going to be live on Friday if you want to join us for that. And that's going to be kind of our last big end of camp celebration event. After that, we're going to be taking a little bit of a break for these virtual write-ins. I'm going to try to have some other video content for you. But August is going to be a little quieter. And then in September, we're going to start getting ready for NaNoWriMo. We're going to start kind of our nano prep stuff. So as always, it was an absolute joy to be here with you guys today. Congratulations to anybody who has met their camp goal so far. I'm scrolling back through the chat to make sure that I didn't miss any important questions. Phoebe's saying, what, November nano prep already? And I know it seems like such a long way away, but for us at HQ, nano prep usually starts in August. So don't worry, we're not doing any official nano prep stuff yet, but just know that it is on the radar. We're working on it. We're trying to put some fun, awesome things together for y'all, but we're gonna lie a little bit low, take a little bit of a break from these virtual write-ins and other stuff, so we can focus on getting ready for the future. So anyway, again, so happy to be here with y'all. Keep writing. If you're working towards your goal, you can do it. You still got a couple days left. If you've already reached it, we're celebrating with you. And yeah, Happy writing. Thanks, y'all.